Here we go. Well, I got to turn it around. Turn it around. Turn it around. There we go. Hello, everybody. So, here I am. This will be my first YouTube live stream. Sorry about the sun. I am at Mikesell Potts Recreation Area in Buffalo, Wyoming. I think that's where this is. Well, you know what? I'm going to do this real quick. Back up here. And I'm going to go drive back past where I was camped. Just to show where I was last night. I put some pictures on Facebook on my page that I took at my camping spot yesterday. This beach area right here is just gorgeous. It's not the open season yet. I mean, you can camp here. They don't put any dumpsters out here until tomorrow, May the 1st. So there is Lake DeSmet. And we get focused on the right stuff here. Sorry about that. This is Lake DeSmet. And I was in that second camp spot right there, number 89. Took a little bit to get backed in there with my rig. But there's a robin sitting on my post. And let's circle on out of here. But this is the south part of the campground. I just saw when we circled by, the main part of the campground is over at up the lake from here. Camping here is fairly inexpensive. $15 for a non-electric site, and I think all they have at sites is electric and water. I think the dump station is separate. There's no septic sewer at the at the park. I don't know that because I don't have tanks. I do have a water tank, but I don't use it. So I'm fairly certain, but there's only pit toilets here. There is no running water except there are 8 sites that have electric. Everything else is dry camping, boondocking, however you want to call it. When you go to the website for this, it's in Johnson County. It's a county park. When you go to the website for this, there are only it lists only 60 campsites. Well, we just drove past number 89 that I camped in, and when I drove around the loop this morning, just past where I was camped there, I saw a sign for number 94, and I think some of the tent sites up here might be even higher than that. This place is pretty booming in the summer. I was here last year after coming off the Bighorn Mountains up there. Those mountains in front with the snow on them are the Bighorn Mountains. The Bighorn National Recreation Area is on the other side of those mountains, the Bighorn River. But anyway, I'm technically on public road, and the main entrance to the campground is here on the right, where that quad is riding. The Lions Club have a building there, and I think they have a concession stand in the summertime. Raise funds and provide that service to people who might be there using the beach, camping, so on and so forth. I know they do. Ooh, look at that deer. Those are muleys. There's a pronghorn back there too you might have seen go by. Pronghorn antelope. But anyway, it's a nice recreation area. $15 a night for dry camping, $20 a night for the water and electric hookup. Pretty cheap. And up on the hill, if you look, you see a semi going up there. That's actually Interstate 25. So anyway, and there is an actual RV resort here that has a bar, a motel, and a campground with, I believe, full hookups. I don't remember what it's called. Maybe I'll see it on the sign here for those who like to campground camp. Lake Stop Resort. Anyhow, this is about 4,600 some feet of elevation. 40. My GPS is saying 4,800 right now, almost. So it's a kind of high altitude. Last May, I drove across the Bighorn Mountains, and there was still an awful lot of snow up there. But the road was open. There was no camping up there. You couldn't get off the road far enough to do any camping. They did have some parking lots plowed that you could maybe overnight in illegally if you were stuck up there. But that was gorgeous driving across that road. So I don't see anybody on yet. Doesn't matter. So I am leaving Lake DeSmet here today and going to 25 south down to Casper and staying on 25 towards Cheyenne, but I'm not going all the way there. I am going down to I forget what the name of the town is, but I'm going to cut east off of after Casper. I'm going through Casper. I'm going to stop at Casper and do some shopping at Walmart there. Then I'm going into Nebraska, where 25 cuts south toward Cheyenne after leaving Casper. Right at the bend in the road there somewhere, I am cutting off and going east over to a town called Harrison, Nebraska. And at Harrison, Nebraska, there's a city park where you can camp for free, so I can overnight. And the next morning, I am going to get on the road, go down to Scotts Bluff, go down and be on 80 for a little bit, and then head into northwestern Kansas to go to Nicodemus. I don't know if it's a National Historic Site park or if it is a national monument. I can't remember. But that's my first new national park visit. And I may not stay at Harrison. I'm going to stop at Agate Fossil Beds National Monument. There's a feature there that I wanted to see. I was there in 2021, I think it was, or 2022 maybe. My friend Debbie, we camped at Scotts Bluff to see Scotts Bluff National Monument. And, but anyway, I'm going to stop at Agate to see this feature. Oh, that's a camera light rattling. To see this particular feature on my way to Nicodemus. So anyway, here I am cruising along, and I left Montana in the mountains. The bighorns here are, I believe, kind of the ends of the major high mountains, 9,000 feet. They're going on down towards Colorado through Wyoming. When I get on 25 here, I'm going to head south, but there is in my memory, I'm going to be in the open plains like this, rolling hills and stuff like that till I get into Nebraska. Once I get down into Nebraska, I think I'm like at half the elevation that I am here, around the 2,000 mark, I believe. So anyway, I see somebody came on, but I'm so new at this, I don't know how to tell. Oh, and they're back off. Back on. Buffalo, next 3 exits. Oh, comments. I gotta turn comments on. Live chat. Close. Okay, maybe I've turned chat on. I'm not sure. We'll find out. And I'm sure I can't take phone calls. What's this do? Bang. Oh, that's turn that stuff off. Welcome to live chat, it says. So, I guess you can chat, or you can put comments down below. Hey, there's Stan. I got Stan and somebody else. They're not staying up. I got 2. How do I get it to? I don't think I can answer the phone, but I'm going to try. Hello? Can you hear me now? I don't think I can talk on the phone. I've got live chat highlighted. I don't like doing this. Like I said, it's my first time. .25 south, Casper, here we go. Getting on Interstate 25 on this end for the first time ever. I guess this is the northern end of... Why is it not leaving the chats up there for... Got it. Am I still live? Yeah. All right, I can't learn about this when I'm driving. I'm gonna have to find a spot to pull over. I guess I should have taken this exit. There's no place on the other side, though, to pull over, and I'll just be in the way. Well, that's where the McDonald's was I was going to go to, but I already had my breakfast. I had breakfast last night at 11 o'clock. Made too many snacks. Started out having one, and you know how that goes. Live chat. How do I make them stay up? They just fade away. If I touch the chat button, it goes to, it shows me my choices for live chat or top chat or none. And then it shows the comments, and then they just slowly fade away. Do I have to just touch the screen to make them come up? Or do I have to keep touching that? Oh, and there's another exit I just missed. I could have stopped it. Alright, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the next exit. Play with this a minute. Anyway, as far as scenery goes, this is how do I want to say, kind of boring to most. The biggest thing you can see is wildlife and trees and grass growing, and not so much wildlife, more like sheep and cattle. I'm in Wyoming after all, you know. I've got 3 people on. I can't tell who it is unless you comment. I don't know how to work the app. I don't know how to work this part of the app. I mean, what's it take to watch YouTube, you know? It doesn't take a lot. Ah, there they go. Something popped up. Every time the chat goes away, you have to touch the screen. Touch the screen. Oh. You mean I got to keep doing this to keep it up? Well, what the hell happened now? It went dark. I'm down to 2. Somebody came on for a bit and left. There goes a couple of geese across the road. The little lake. Anyhow, as you can see, this is pretty boring. I'm going to get out in the flats. Down to 1. Anyhow, I'm not going to worry about it for now. I'll talk to you tonight, Stan, or once the stream ends here in a little bit, and get some actual lowdown. So I can figure out how this works. According to the timer, I've been on for 19 and a half minutes. So I guess I ought to set a schedule. But the very beginning of the video shows a little bit of where I was camped. Drove past my spot and then came back out. I didn't drive through the whole park. I guess I could do that on a I just do that on a separate video that I'd have to edit. Anyway, it's a Gorgeous sunny Sunday morning here. The real deep blue of the sky is going away as the sun rises in height. People commented yesterday on my pictures of how blue the sky was. I posted a picture on Facebook this morning of sunrise right before the sun popped the horizon. It was actually, according to an app I have, the sun was supposed to rise at 6:59. I took that picture at like 6:01. It hadn't cleared the hills. It may have cleared the horizon, but it didn't clear the hills. And then as I was closing up my camper, my A-liner, 45 minutes later, I went to look at my solar, and I was bringing in like 184 watts. Of course, the sun was pointing right at my panels, but my panels were, I didn't look on a compass, but I think I was set up at about 120 degrees, kind of east of, or southeast, 120 degrees maybe, you know. So the sun hit my panels as soon as it was coming up, as soon as it came up. Troll. Yeah, I can't see the screen well enough. I'm driving. I gotta pull over. I see I've got a third person now. I don't really expect 100 people. You know what I mean? And I just put the Facebook thing on because I tried looking at the live streaming aspect last night, and I still got that thing saying I had to wait 24 hours. You know, and this morning when I pulled up to take a picture of my new traveling companion for geocaching, I tried it after that. Big goober. Yeah, I missed them. They faded away too fast. And I think I should have my phone here turned on its side. I think it'd make a much better picture than doing this. I have to come up with a different phone holder for that. Stan trolling me. First troll is my YouTube tech support. I'm his one of his solar consultants. Anyhow, boy, let me see if I can do this. I'm gonna take this out of here, point it towards the sun. There's some hills way out there, but they are way out there. I mean, way, way out there. Get this set back up here. So up at the top by my thing where it says I got 3 people watching, if I touch that, will it show me who's on? And if I touch top comments instead of live comments, will it put the most recent one on top instead of at the bottom? Makes it harder to pick out at the bottom. I'm down to 2. And I don't know this middle of nowhere Wyoming if I'm going to have good phone signal the whole time, you know? No, doesn't seem to show me who's on if I touch the number of people chatting. Maybe when I get to where I'm going tonight, I will rework with this mount that I have and see if I can't stick it on the window and flip this camera sideways. So this is more or less what it's going to look like for me over the next 4 hours. I'm going to stop at Casper and hit Walmart, then make my way over to Harrison. Maybe even on down to Agate if I'm having back problems. The longer I sit in the car, the more my back hurts. So I stop about every hour and a half, and put 1,000 steps on some way, shape, or form. Going for walks, looking for a geocache, that kind of thing. Yeah, this will take a lot of getting used to. I just touched that last message, Stan, and my screen got so dark I can't see it. Hardly. I can tell it's still live streaming. I'm assuming you sent me a moderator request or something, or how to do it, but I can't see the screen to tell. I touch the screen and it's back again. Sean Richards. Oh, from Pennsylvania. Yeah. My eyesight's not good enough to see this stuff. Morning, Sean. I don't know who the other one is. According to this, I have 3. I know who 2 are. So anyway, the other message part of the thing, when I went to sign on, it says I have X amount of time, and that time is delineated by how many subscribers I have plus 25. So I'm assuming if my subscribers are like 651 or whatever the number is, I got 651 plus 25. That'd be 676. Is that minutes? Does that mean I can only stream for an hour? Or 676? No, that's got to... Holy cow. My math is way off by a factor of 10. 676 minutes. Or is that just a factor and they limit me to X amount of time, and that's the number that the algorithm uses to allot how much time I'm allowed? I don't know. not familiar enough with the system. So, recapping, I'm on I-25 here in what I would call cattle country. And even if they are farming it, I believe they're just raising crops to feed the cattle because it's cattle country. I haven't even seen much irrigation stuff in what looks like a field. You see there's a lot of tumbleweed type plants on the side of the road. Grass is all pretty dry. I see some hay bales off to my porch side in the grass. Open pasture or whatever. There's a sign that says NX, the bar underneath it. So I'm assuming that's a ranch. So there is as I suspected, this is pretty much cattle country. There's the bighorns. Looks like they're kind of rolling away from the road, but maybe not. The sun's directly on my port side, so I'm driving dead south, and that's more or less where 25 runs until it gets, oh, there's some pronghorns on the right. Out of focus. Ooh, I think when I double tapped the screen, the comments came up. I think it's in focus way out there in front of me. Can I zoom this? Oh yeah. Weird. As you can see, the highway is pretty empty here. There's somebody commented in my stream yesterday on Facebook that there wasn't much traffic on the road on Interstate 90 between Bozeman and Hardin, let's say, where 90 crosses out of Montana into Wyoming. And realistically, truck traffic going to where does Interstate 90 go? It goes through Chicago, and then 80 splits off and kind of heads west to the south. 90 splits off and goes pretty much dead west across the rest of Illinois into Iowa, Iowa to Nebraska, Nebraska to Wyoming. It just misses the northeast corner of, ooh, I'm changing sides of the highway, the northeast corner of Colorado. Interstate 80 comes within, like, I want to say a couple miles, I think. I probably should be slowing down here a little bit too. Construction area. Drop back down. Oh no, it's 60. Anyway, going back to the truck traffic on 90. 90 is going towards, and I think it terminates in the Seattle area and Tacoma over that direction. 90 does. So people aren't shipping goods from, I'm going to play Stan here now. People aren't shipping goods from Chicago to get to Seattle, or Tacoma, Puget Sound, that whole area out there. The West Coast up there, they're getting their stuff coming up from California. You know, all the ships are bringing stuff in down there. And it's easier and shorter to ship it up the coast. So there's not really a lot of truck traffic going across 90. Now, you go down and get on Interstate 40. It goes over to Bakersfield and heads towards LA. Boy, there's a lot of traffic on there. You go to Interstate 10, and Interstate 10 is, wow, it's heading over to Los Angeles also, you know, from a southern route. And then right below Phoenix, Interstate 8 cuts off. So if you're going to San Diego with goods, stuff you're shipping to the coast or from the coast, going into Arizona, New Mexico, West Texas, El Paso, you know, it's not much further from San Diego to El Paso than it is from Galveston or Houston, the big seaports of the Texas coast, to come into to get goods from there to El Paso. It's still a long way. Stuff that's coming in from the Pacific goes into San Diego, goes into LA. Nobody, you know, everything that's going to the southwest and the center of the country, they're going across 8, 10, 40. You get to 70. 70 splits off of 15 up in Utah, just north of St. George. You know, so what truck traffic is going to be on 70? 40, stuff comes out of LA and goes to, if it's going to Oklahoma, yeah, they'll take 15 up and go to 70 to go across into Oklahoma. Well, no, 40 goes into Oklahoma. 70 goes through Denver. 70 goes through Denver. So you go across that way. Anyhow, you can see over there that they've taken the road absolutely down to nothing. It looks like they're reworking the road bed on this nice big flat open plain. It's not totally flat like Iowa or Nebraska or Kansas. You'll see those tomorrow maybe if I stream here or Facebook. You know. Grass is even getting a little greener here. There's a lot of brown left, but it's starting to get green. Hasn't been much water here, I'm assuming, other than snow melt. So, well, on the other side of the road, there was a sign for a parking area. Well, wait. Never jerk the wheel, steer out of it. You start looking off the road and sightseeing too much, you tend to go that way. Well, the westbound people are allowed to have a parking area, but I'm not. Well, look here, they've doubled up on all the cones here. Don't know what that's all about. It's an RV, car hauler, full of used vehicles, like Stan told me. Somebody in a pickup truck that's either parked there for a while or they're overnighting because the driver's side window was packed full of junk stuff, so they could sleep in the passenger seat probably. More leg room. Not leg you, not like a bean. Leg room, like for sleeping. So, anyhow, how long have I been on here? 40 minutes. I think they're going to be repairing this road for a while. If I got to pee, I'm going to have to pull over in the grass. Anyway, rambling on. Rambling on. Yeah. So I'm assuming if I lose phone signal, the word live will drop out, and I'm assuming my screen will change. Way off in the starboard side, there is a ranch out there in the middle of the desert. There's a chicane. Remember the days of the old slot car racing? It's a chicane. There we go. Now the speed limit's back up to 65. I'm only doing 60. It's my preferred speed. I think it's a lot easier on the vehicle, all in all. Yesterday morning, I rolled over 180,000 miles on this truck. And I do believe it's because I've never spent much time over 2,500 RPM. Except when I'm using the downshifting my automatic transmission as a non-diesel style Jake brake. You know, with my 2013 Ford here, I can 6-speed transmission. I have a knob on my shift handle that I can take away gears. I can take away 6th gear. I can take away 5th gear. So when I'm going down something like I went through Homestake Pass 2 days ago, coming down the eastern side of it. It's a 6% grade, and normally I let everything freewheel. I'll kill my cruise. There's an old bull. I will kill my cruise and just let inertia carry me down. But it gets up to 70, 75. That's not that I'm uncomfortable with that speed, but friction is a terrible thing. I've seen it in my days of my last job where I worked. I only worked one place when I was Navy, and my company I worked at, but I was in research and development and did a lot of testing, destructive testing on materials and things. And some of the things they do to test things, materials, are they'll make a bearing out of it, or and put it on a spindle and run, or not put it on a spindle, mount it in a housing and put a spindle through it and rotate it at excessive speeds and see how long it takes to break down. If it's something that has to take some force, like a parking gear, or the little catch that makes contact with the parking gear when you put your car in park, they have a machine that looks like a lathe that you mount your part in. Is a hydraulic system, and it pulses a certain amount of pressure on that piece of steel thousands of times a minute or a second. It just sit there pulsing, taking pressure up to a certain amount of force and then taking it back off. And my experience with things of friction, when they test something and it passes the test, the engineer will say, the designer will say, well, take the pressure up a little bit higher or run it longer and see how long it actually takes until it fails. So, if the spec is it's got to have 10,000 cycles at, that's a cow laying down, I think. 10,000 cycles at 10,000 pounds. Let's leave it at 10,000 pounds. Okay, it passed the 10,000 pounds, but maybe it breaks on its 10,002nd cycle, 10,030th cycle. Will it last to 11,000? Will it last to 200,000? How long does it take to break under normal pressure? Or you can also increase the pressure and say, okay, it's past this point in time. Let's take the pressure instead of 10,000 pounds of force. Let's take it to 20,000 pounds of force or 15,000 pounds of force and see how much force it takes to break this thing, so we can tell in a real world how strong the component is that you're testing. Makes sense. Anyway, so going back to how that affects me driving 60 miles an hour is if I drive 70, what's that doing to the bearings in my vehicle? What's that doing to the bearings in my A-liner? If I drive 80, now those bearings, ball bearings, rollers, whatever they are in that tapered bearing that's on the bearings in my, the tires. The friction of the tires on the road at 60 miles an hour is different than the friction of the tires on the road at 90 miles an hour. What causes catastrophic blowouts? I have replaced, I believe, 4 tires on my A-liner. Mostly it's because it's been sidewall damage from missing, not having the opportunity to swing a curb wide enough. The camper has had to climb a curb because I came out of this intersection and there were cars in the way and I couldn't swing as wide as I needed, take up a little bit of the other lane, and 3 or 4 times, or the sidewall of the tire rubs on the curb and actually pushes the camper sideways as I go around that curb. It takes its toll on the sidewall. So of the 4 tires that I've had go out, 2 of them were sidewall damage. There's a pronghorn, I believe, laying off on the right. You probably can't see him in the phone, and I can't turn it good enough to make that happen. But anyway, I've never had a catastrophic failure. I have left Phoenix one time. Actually, I left Donnie and Rachel's in Tucson, south of Tucson, Vail actually, and driven to Phoenix, stopped at God, what's the name of that? Chandler, to visit a classmate, Terry. And so I stopped for lunch and visit Terry when I leave Tucson. And then I got to past Tony on my quartz, and I pulled into a rest area there. I don't think it was a Tonopah rest area. I think it was the next one. I can't remember what it was called. But I pull into there and I go in and go to the bathroom and I come back out and somebody says to me, "Hey, you know you got a flat tire?" And sure enough, passenger side tire on my A-liner is flatter than heck. And after going into the bathroom and coming back out, I go out and touch it, and it's hot. It's probably been flat for a while. But it didn't separate. It didn't blow up. It didn't tear out the wheel wells in my A-liner. You know, I think that because I was only traveling at 60, that day I was kind of in a hurry. I was at 65. And I think the reason it didn't catastrophically fail is because I was only going 65. And most of the time that tire only sees 60. Did that 5 miles an hour precipitate that blowout? So, I don't know. And when I go in, I buy the right size tire, the same size that was on it when I got the camper. But I'm not worried about the brand. Give me a tire. Was it made in China? Yeah, so what? At 60 miles an hour, I have not had a catastrophic failure yet. At 60 miles an hour, I have changed my bearings on the A-liner in 2020. I bought it in 2018. If I look at my odometer for my A-liner right now, it says I have driven 49,602 miles dragging the A-liner with this truck. My app, the display in my truck does trailer, keeps track of trailer towing miles. So 49,600. Okay, and there was a period of time when that function didn't work properly. If I go to that, I also have about 5,000 miles of where it lost track of my A-liner, and I had it on a default trailer. So I pulled my camper over probably around 55,000 miles, my A-liner. I've been through 4 tires, changed the bearings once in 2020. And when I took them apart, there was no sign of massive problems. I have greased them a few times, but not every 3,000 miles. When I get out, after driving on a long day like this, I will go out and feel the lug nuts on my tires, my hand, and they're never hot. My tire pressure right now reads 52, and my temperatures on the tires read 52 and 60. The outside temperatures on my truck says 47. So I believe that traveling slower at 60 miles an hour reduces wear and tear to a significant extent on everything it has to do with traveling and towing a trailer. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. I still have my same 3 watchers, and I've been live for 54 minutes. I will probably end this at an hour, 5 or 6 minutes. Well, I couldn't read that when it came through, Stan, but and I'm afraid if I switch over to read it, I will react to it. But I think it said, please, something. It's probably make you a moderator, but I can't do that while I'm driving. Maybe you're telling me to pull over. Let me see here. What's this sign saying? I will try and pull over here before I get off. North Fork of the Powder River. Wow, it's only about 5 feet wide and it's 8 inches deep. Just not a lot of stuff running through there, I can tell you that. Ooh, an oil well way off to the side. You know, traffic's so little on this road, I could probably pull over, not even pull over, I could probably just stop in this lane and put my flashers on. I know that would not be a good idea. Don't try this at home, folks. Ooh, I got a fourth watcher now. For those of you who have just joined me, let me repeat the last 45 minutes worth of information. Not going to happen. I-25 approaching Casper, Wyoming. It's still probably over an hour away. I don't have any of my navigation set. When I get to Casper, I'm going to stop at a Walmart anyway. For any of y'all are newbies, never been on a YouTube live stream before, I can't see who's on unless you comment. So you comment down below or on the comment screen. I don't remember off the top of my head how to turn that on or off. I know you can. Tourist Info Center, exit 254. Boy, there's a rest area coming up in 2 miles. I will stay on till the rest area. Next rest area, 128 miles. So I will stay on till I get to the rest area. Stan can help me then. And it will become really boring, but informative, at least for me. So here we go. A couple of antennas on the left. One's a cell tower. And there's some other kind of antenna. I don't know what that is. I'm not familiar with that kind. See a little bit of outcroppings. See the bighorns way off to the right. You can't see it on the thing, and I can't really afford to mess with the phone. I'm not that talented. Kayce, Wyoming. K-A-Y-C-E. Maysworth, Barnum, Sussex, and Lynch. Exit 254. I wonder if this is one of them places where the exit and the rest area are the same thing. I believe they are. The rest area is gotten to from the exit, not. In other words, the rest area is accessible from both the local highways and the interstate, not just the interstate. And the good deal about that is they can only have one one rest area for both directions of traffic instead of having to build two. Cheaper in the long run. Here's a cattle guard. Here's another cattle guard. I guess they figure if the cow's smart enough to get past one, it won't be smart enough to get past the second one. And here's a third one. Ooh. I think I saw a sign that said gas is $3.29 instead of $3.49. There's probably a geocache here. Are you ready, Stan? Great big truck full of square hay bales. Cars, trailers. Wyoming Vietnam Veterans Welcome Home Highway. Okay, I'm supposed to go around the other. Oh, look, a petting zoo. Yeah. And there's the black sheep. All right. Okay, this is where I'm pulling up. Information signs on the right. Wyoming agriculture, ranching on the Powder River. The Dull Knife Battle with the Cheyenne. Wyoming's wildlife, about the mountain lions. And then the one that says Powder River Country. All right. Stan, let's go to work. Okay, live chat. Get yourself a laser thermometer. Yeah, I have one of those. Oh, Jason's on. There we go. See, those didn't pop up while I was driving. I got to learn how to use this better. Pennsylvania, yeah. Good morning. You just woke up, he says. Well, I'm still in mountain time. So, all right. So, let me go back here. If I go to, what's this say? View deleted message. Message deleted. View delete. Why is it deleting message? View deleted message. Is it not keeping track of it? It's okay. So if I touch your profile here, the screen is so dark I can't see it. Actions. Report, remove. Unhide user from this channel. Put user in timeout. Yeah, I know. It didn't like that I laid it down. So, Stan, how do I make you... 8 a.m. there. It's only 9 a.m. here. I'm only an hour ahead of you. How do I make you a moderator, Stan? Where do I do that at? Save height, mute, enable flash, share, save highlight. I don't want to save a highlight. Live chat. There is everybody. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. So all these messages are more or less deleting after a certain period of time. View deleted message, but it's not showing me the message when I touch it. Huh. Can't make this happen. So Stan, when I touch your profile, it just gives me those options that I read, and my screen goes really dark. Why is my screen going so dark? Rotate device. I'm going to try and pull down my settings. This may end my live stream. My phone settings here. No, it didn't end the stream. And my stuff is as bright as I can get it. Live chat. Let me turn this on to top chat. It's still showing me the same stuff. If I touch Stan's thing. Yeah, it just gives me the options to take actions against people. I can't make you the moderator here. Now I just touched Jason's thing, and I can add him as a moderator. You know what, Stan? I think I go back to Stan here. Yeah, Stan, because my screen's so dark. There, I just made you moderator. Because my screen was so dark, I accidentally hit a hide user from channel. I didn't know I even did it. I saw one of the options was hide user from channel, and I must have accidentally touched that on you. Now I've gone back and unhid you and put it back. So, all right. I am going to get out, and it's about time I end this stream anyway. I've been on for an hour. I'm going to get out, and I got to go potty. But here is the rest area. A couple of semis in it. And I'm going to run over and do these signs real quick so you can read them in the future. I'm not going to read them, but you can pause the video and see what it is. I'm going to go in and zoom in on this map so you can read that. There's that one. Leave that for a second so you can get to the pause button. I don't see a date on there, but Little Bighorn happened not far from here, and but that was in 1876. I think this battle happened after Little Bighorn, the loss of the 7th Cavalry. And here's a sign there. So let me turn around because I got to get into the bathroom. Turn the camera. Turn the camera. Whoops. I had it turned. All right, so I'm going to end the live stream now. Stan, give me a minute to go to the bathroom before you call. Have a good day, everybody. All right, I gotta see the screen. I can't see the screen enough.